Death can be a complex journey for both the individual and a person's loved ones. So what is it that people who are dying really want their family to know? Health Digest spoke with Dr. Simran Malhotra MD, a triple board-certified physician who was named a top doc by Baltimore Magazine in 2019 and 2020 for palliative medicine. She is making it her mission to amplify the voices of people who are faced with end-of-life conversations.
You really get to see the things that matter most to people. And it shows you just how similar we are. Like, we're more similar as humans than we are different, right?
Dr. Malhotra explains that, first and foremost, having loved ones around who can act as pillars of support is extremely beneficial. She says, "In my experience, patients often appreciate and want the love, support, and guidance from their families in the uncharted territory of making difficult medical decisions. There are countless decisions posed to people facing end-of-life experiences, and the intensity of decisions can easily compound physical and emotional stress." Dr. Malhotra explains, "For family members, I often remind them that they know the patient best, which means chances of them providing support to help make the difficult decision-making process easier will be better than someone who doesn't know them." People facing death can experience an array of intense emotions, including anxiety, guilt, and fear.
There's a lot of anxiety specifically for our younger patients who might have young families, young children. There's a lot of anxiety around, what's going to happen to my children if I'm gone, right? Who's going to raise my children?
Many of these emotions are heightened with thoughts of how their death will affect their loved ones, not only by the emotional toll, but by potential financial burdens. Dr. Malhotra says that her patients put a lot of importance on having their medical wills, insurance, funeral plans, and affairs of that nature in order, so that the burden doesn't fall on their family members. Traditionally, end-of-life affairs primarily referenced legal, financial, and medical documents. But in today's technological world, there are often digital matters to address before death. Dr. Malhotra explains, "In this new tech world, sharing passwords for email, social media accounts, and digital photos are important for today's families. In the end," she says, "people who are dying just want to know that their loved ones are taken care of once they're gone." Beyond the tough decisions and legal matters, Dr. Malhotra shares that in her experiences with patients and their families, each dying person's needs are unique. However, she says that the majority of people just want to know that they aren't alone. Complex, deep emotions will arise throughout the end-of-life journey, and many people want to get a sense of emotional closure. The best way
is to share the very simple things. I think that matter most, right? Like, I love you, please forgive me, I forgive you, thank you, I'm sorry. These are some of the most meaningful, when said with intention, words that we can share with someone that we love. I get like goosebumps even thinking about it.
These types of final communications are deeply meaningful, especially given that in our day-to-day lives, we often neglect to share these simple yet powerful words with the people we love. And even though it may be tough, it's often vital to finding emotional closure.
You see grief and you see love and you see courage and vulnerability and all of these really difficult emotions that most of us, I think, have been taught by society to keep in.
After all of the difficult decisions, legal documents, and other arrangements have been made, people who are dying want to have a say in how they pass. Dr. Malhotra reveals that most patients wish to pass away in surroundings that are familiar and comfortable.
Most people share that they want to be home, they want to be without pain, and they want to be with the people that they love.
However, there are many times when a dying person can't verbalize their preferences or family members are unaware of a loved one's desires, such as when a person is seriously injured in an accident or their cognitive state leaves them unable to express themselves to others. To prevent a situation where your desires are unknown, it's recommended that wishes and preferences be put into writing in advance, even if death doesn't appear to be on the horizon.
I think death is such a taboo topic that most times people end up dying institutionalized in the hospital setting or in a nursing home setting or something like that. I think we don't often talk about our end of life wishes and what we hope for and what that experience looks like for us.
When patients are coping with serious illnesses, transparency is needed from medical professionals. Dr. Malhotra says patients don't want any of the process to be sugar-coated. They want to know what is going on, how it is changing, and what the next steps are. They just want honest communication from those who are treating them. Dr. Malhotra further says that it's important for the medical providers to realize that being honest doesn't cause their patients to lose hope. Instead, it empowers them and gives them the perspective to make the right decisions for themselves and for their family. One fear that people frequently have as they near the end of their lives is the frightening thought that they won't be remembered after they pass. Dr. Malhotra says that while many elderly patients can see the legacy they've created, younger patients often feel the need to create one.
And what that means is, find ways to leave behind a piece of themselves for their children or their families or, whoever they still have a lot to share with. I've done this personally with a few really young patients is, write out birthday cards for their kids until the age of 10 or 15 or record videos, especially nowadays, with iPhones and tablets, it's very easy to keep those things for a long time.
For the people in the support system, reaffirming to your loved one that they won't be forgotten can make their passing easier.
It's not the things or the material objects that we collect. It's, the things that brought meaning to our lives. And that's the relationships we've had, the connections we've created, and just knowing that there's going to be a ripple effect once we're gone, that, we're still going to be remembered.